it play and call it work.
Hey everybody, Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com, and welcome to another Horus Heresy Battle Report. I got Corey here all the way from Ottawa, our nation's capital. Good 6-hour drive away.
Yeah, it was a good 6-hour drive.
Had to drive through all the rain,
yeah.
which is horrible for January. I guess you drove on yesterday, so yeah. January 31st. That's when we're filming this on February 1st. We're having rain, so sad. I'm not really sad. That would have been a snowstorm. Yeah. On any other winter.
I'm just glad it wasn't.
Yeah, no kidding. And he has come down and he has brought a Sisters of Battle army, but we've decided to do a 30K battle report that doesn't involve any Space Marine legions. Now I know some people in the comments, and there's just a few of them, that were saying that they didn't want to see Space Marines versus Xenos, they wanted Space Marines versus Space Marines for our first few. And I just did one of those, Salamanders versus World Eaters, which hopefully you've already seen. And we're definitely going to do more. But I saw an opportunity here because there's an organization called the Sisters of Silence in Horus Heresy, which are not the Sisters of Battle, so we had to do some modifications. And so Corey agreed to do a 30K game of Sisters of Silence versus Imperial Cult Militia and Chaos Demons Allies, which is from Book 5 of the Horus Heresy series. So we're going to be playing a 1,500 point game. We did a nice detailed pre-game show, which is totally free at the link below. You don't have to be a Vault member, you don't have to register, you just have to click the link to go and watch that separate. It's about 15-20 minutes long, where we go over the changes we made to the Sisters of Silence. If you don't watch it, you'll kind of see the changes as we talk about the rules throughout the game, but we're not going to go over it again here just because of all the time we spent there. And then also looked at my Imperial Cult army and how I put that together. So go ahead and click the link below to see the pregame show if you are interested in those details. Other than that, we're going to be doing a 2-part series like we have been with our other Horus Heresy battle reports, where one is for free, starting to tell the story of an Oblivion Knight, which is the canoness of sorts for the Sisters of Silence. And the Sisters of Silence are basically witch hunters. They hunt down rogue psykers, and I happen to have a couple of those. And so these Sisters of Silence have been sent to a world. This is post-Dropsite Massacre, but pre-Battle of Terra. So this is during the Horus Heresy time, like the big rebellion, where everybody knows that Horus is the bad guy, and there's fights going on everywhere. And these Sisters of Silence have been sent specifically to a planet that has been turning to chaos. There's been Rogue Alpha, which is a higher level rogue psyker, who's been stirring up the population and starting to arm Horus and his legions. And so we can't have that. So the Emperor sent the Sisters of Silence, this group of Sisters of Silence, to capture and or kill this psyker and to secure the world, at least to stop the rebellion so that the world can return to the Emperor's control. So we're going to be doing 2 games. This first one is going to be grabbing objectives based off of weapon caches and trying to kill the rogue psyker. And the second game will really depend on what happens in the first game. We'll kind of branch out the storyline based on who wins this. So once again, you want to see the full details of the army, go and see the pregame show. But we are going to look at the scenario at this point. And of course, if you want to challenge us to a battle report, we're always looking for more people. Go to miniwargaming.com/challenge for all the details. On this side, we have Corey's Sisters of Silence, which you can get the full details in the pregame show, being led by an Oblivion Knight and her Vigilators, and a lot of Null Maidens, which is the basic battle sisters. Facing off against a horde of the Imperial cult with Chaos Demons infesting as well. Details in the pregame show. Our first mission is going to be on this map with some buildings. This isn't a ruined world, so I don't want to have ruins everywhere. And so they're still not fully tainted by chaos, even though the population is starting to fall to chaos and under the influence of this rogue alpha and the other rogue psykers. So what we're going to do here is a basic objective game, kind of. There's going to be 3 weapon caches, 1, 2, 3, that are worth 3 victory points. We're going to be doing Dawn of War deployment. We're going to roll off for who goes first, night fighting, all of that. Each is worth 3, like I said, and also Slay the Warlord is worth 3, because the Rogue Alpha is a primary target for the Sisters of Silence, and obviously killing the Oblivion Knight would really slow down the efforts of the Sisters of Silence as well. And so that'll be worth 3 points. Still having First Blood and Line Breaker as 1 point each to help break any ties if we need to. And remembering though that the Levy squads cannot give First Blood. They actually are just so throwaway that it doesn't even matter if you kill them first. And so they will not be worth anything for that. Other than that, we're just going to roll as normal. And the objectives are not mysterious, but instead they count as weapon caches, which one unit who is controlling it, so it has to be a troop choice, can use the weapon cache to gain twin linked on their weapons. Only one unit can do it per turn. Deployed, ready to go. I won the roll off for everything, actually. I got to deploy first, which means I will go first unless he seizes. Got a Lehman Russ on each flank. Big blobs of the cultists with the mortars in the middle holding this objective because they are a troop choice. Demons ready to charge ahead. I've got the Bloodletters and the Pink Horrors in reserve, deep striking. This is because, why not? It might be interesting to grab an objective or cause some problems in the back lines. But we did make the rule that they cannot deep strike within 12 inches of the pariah, at least not on purpose. They could scatter there, but they can't try to. And that's because the pariah is a big hole in the warp. And then the sisters counter-deployed, and Steve came in here and did it for him. I'm just kidding. This looks like Steve did it because they're hiding in the corners. We got some immolators on this side with an exorcist. Exorcist hiding right here. Do the exorcists have to have line of sight to their target?
Well, the weapon is the pipe organ, so...
So yes?
Yes.
So it's not a barrage or anything?
Correct.
Okay. Or follow some sort of weird no line of sight required. Retributors in here. Obviously they're not actually retributors, they're just null maidens with heavy bolters, but just so we know what they are. And then a couple more immolators on this side with rhinos carrying the rest of the null maidens forward. Hiding out of line of sight so that first turn my Lehman Russes don't just crack open all of his vehicles. There is night fighting, and unless he seizes the initiative, the Imperial Cult Militia will go first. You want to try to seize?
Yes, I would like to try to seize.
Okay. On a 6. Nope. Imperial Cult Militia. Turn 1. Chariot. It's going to zip up here. Lehman Russ will roll up right behind it. Big blob of the Levy squad, all the Auxilias, they're going to just move forward, avoiding difficult terrain. Screamers are jet bikes, so we'll move up here. We do have some difficult terrain or dangerous terrain to make for these two that just move first. And the rest of them are not starting or ending in difficult terrain, so we'll be okay. 2 out front, don't take wounds. Blood Crushers with the Herald are going to stay in the woods, even though it is dangerous terrain, because we have night fighting for the first turn, so this will be 4-up cover against the twin-linked multi-meltas that want to insta-kill them. The Herald takes a wound on a 1, no. And 3 others, no wounds. The Mutant Hound are beasts, they just move 12 inches, ignoring difficult and dangerous terrain. Let's swing around here. Getting ready to try to go after the rhinos and immolators in this corner. Lehman Russ is going to go into the woods, roll a 1 to get immobilized. I do roll a 1, but I did give him dozer blades, thankfully. And do not re-roll the 1, thankfully. These trees are meaningless, it's all the area. So let's push it back. And then the close combat squad obviously wants to move forward as far as possible. Move up 6 inches. Psychic phase, I've got 3 warp charges on the table, level 2 and a level 1, plus 3. So you've got 3, I've got 6. I'm just going to use all 6. I'm going to the Malefic for summoning flamers. I did roll in the Malefic for the Rogue Alpha, and I did get Possession, so I will be trying to turn it into a Bloodthirster or a Lord of Change, but not yet. It just doesn't feel like the right time. So instead I'm just going to do Summoning, which I will automatically perils on any doubles because I'm not a demon, but hopefully I'll be okay from that. And oh yeah, and if I die, there's a chance I turn into a possessed demon, and if I perils, that chance is a 2+. So, you know, win-win. So we gotta get 3 4+. And we do. You cannot stop this. I've got 6 that I got. And just I perils, I peril a lot of times over. So 1 perils. Perils result is a 2. So I take a wound no matter what, no saves allowed of any kind, so I'm down to 2. And then I lose a random psychic power. I forget it. So we're going to have 3 of them. Summoning, I also know Dark Flame, and Possession. We'll do that order on the D3. So Summoning, Dark Flame, Possession, D3. And I forget Possession. Alright, so we're not turning into a Bloodletter, or a Bloodthirster. Summoning range is 12 inches, so I'm going to try to deep strike him right there, and we're good, thankfully. 3 Flamers of Tzeentch. Into the shooting phase, I'm going to start with the Chariot. It has a pink flame and the blue flame, or whatever it is. And one of them is heavy D3, strength 9, AP 2 shots. And the other one's a torrent, strength 5, AP 3. So I'm going to start the heavy D3. One shot. Sorry, that one wasn't in range because you're supposed to measure from the flamer. And then the blue fire is torrent, strength 5, AP 3. And that hits 3 guys, or gals. His strength 5, AP 3, so 2s to wound. So we got 3 wounds, but you do have your 6-up invuln. Oh, and he made one. But you still lose 2 heavy bolters. And then you'd have to take a toughness test for Warp Flame, just one. Just one. So 3 or less and you're fine. Oh, no, so you take D3 more wounds. D3 wounds, no armor or cover allowed. So 1 more, but you get your 6-up save. No, 1 more dies. Leman Russ will fire the battle cannon here. And since I'm targeting this level, even if it scatters here, it will not hit the Exorcist because we only hit this level and the Exorcist is not up here. Scatter. So that is a direct hit. 2s to wound, only 1 wound. You get 4 up cover from the buildings, 3 up thanks to night fighting, and you're fine. Gonna run the flamers 6 inches. Going to turbo boost the Screamers. Now when they turbo boost, if they pass over a unit, that unit takes D3 strength 4 hits per Screamer that gets over it. So I'm doing this one by one so I can count how many will actually pass over it. And I don't just get to choose, you know, like, whee, but that one's still passed over in a straight line. And I got to stay in coherency, so this one will not pass over. And finally the last one, I'll fly over here. So 3 of them pass over. 3D3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Strength 4, AP nothing. 3s to wound, 2 wounds. 3 up armor. Oh, we lose another one from back here. So this one. To run the mutant hounds. 3. Sorry, they're not mutant hounds. I keep calling them that. They're mutant spawn. So that's different. Fleet though makes it a 1 instead. Okay, they're gonna stay put. Just inch forward a little bit. Get it? Because never mind. Rogue Alpha Squad is going to run 3 inches. Won't get them that much further, but I need to move up to grab the other objectives. And only these guys and the other big squad of levies. I guess the pink horrors and bloodletters that are coming in can grab objectives too. And this big squad here will run 2 inches. Okay, we are not in a rush. They're just moseying on forward. They don't realize what's at stake here. And a shooting phase, so morale test on the 1 Null Maiden, the Retributor, leadership 8. You're fine. She's fine. Just by herself with the heavy bolter, she could do it. End of Imperial Cult turn 1, moved up, took care of the Retributor squad, but there's still 1 left obviously, but did not get first blood. I have a funny feeling that you might be able to get that, but we'll have to see. Some flamers were summoned, did suffer a wound because of that, which we kind of expect when you're doing Malefic and you're not a demon, but unfortunately forgot the possession, which is what I was going to go for later in the game just for fun, and also for narrative because we could have carried forward with that, but he forgot it, okay? So he's not going to get possessed in this game at all. It's impossible. He might die and turn into a, what is it, the possessed, I guess it could get possessed because it turns into a possessed marine when it dies, possibly. That's actually the rogue psyker special rules. We'll have to wait and see. So let's jump right now into Sisters of Silence, turn 1.
Exorcist moving here.
Okay, ready to fire for Leman Russ?
Correct. Exorcist moving here. Line of sight on the chariot. Immolator moving this way.
This is one of the heavy flamer?
Yeah.
There's only one of the multi-melta.
Right. Immolator with multi-melta. Moving here.
We'll force him to snap fire, but there's twin link, so maybe it can still hit.
Rhino moving up. And everything following suit.
Everything just gonna go right behind?
Yep.
Right up against those mutant spawn.
Right, everything moving flat out.
Just pedal to the metal. Try to get to the other side. Block me off.
Heavy bolter flying, shooting at the Seekers.
Screamers?
Screamers.
Yeah, they're screamers.
Screamers. Oh, okay.
That's okay. They all sound the same.
Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s.
2 wounds. I'm within 6 inches of you. Actually, it doesn't matter if I'm within 12 or 6. It's all -1. So I have a 6-up invuln on one guy. And fails both, so one dies because they have 2 wounds each.
Exorcist at the chariot.
So it gets D6 strength 8 AP1 shots. How many shots? 5. I will... Well, if I jink, I can't fire my flamer. If I don't jink, I'm dead. So I will jink. Hitting on 3s. 4 hits. Ouch. And only 2s to glance. Pen, pen, pen. 3 pens. Thanks to night fighting, I've got a 3-up jink. And I stop only one of them. That is open-topped AP1. So 4 as you blow it up. Oh! But immobilized.
Yeah.
And stunned. Down to 1 hull point.
Multi-Malta snapshot at the chariot.
I should point out it's immobilized now, so it's no longer jinking. It's hitting on 6s. Oh, and it hits! You're not in Melta range, so it's just strength 8, so 2s to glance. Don't roll a 1. Oh! So close.
Exorcist shooting at the flamers.
Right there behind those woods. D6 shots. Each of them will be insta-killing. Oh. Hate random.
I love it.
Oh yeah. 3s to hit. 2s to wound. Might as well just toss it really quick. Now this will insta-kill. Okay, oh, I thought you rolled a 1 for a second. 4-up cover. Okay, it still insta-kills one of them.
Gonna pop smoke on the immolator.
Okay, so 5-up cover. End of turn 1. No first blood yet. Killed 1 screamer, 1 flamer, immobilized and stunned the chariot, so won't be able to fire its torrent. Can still snap fire its other strength 9 AP2 weapon, but probably won't do much. And everything's just moved on up. Wait a second, chariots, don't they ignore immobilized? Let me double check that. I think they treat it as crew stunned. I did double check it, and yeah, chariots do not get immobilized, so I would have had a jink save against the other one, but you missed anyways, or didn't penetrate otherwise. And so it's just crew stunned. Still can't move because it's stunned, so should be able to finish it off next turn anyways. Just isn't immobilized permanently if you decide not to fire at it. And just so you know, when he fired at it, I could have had him target the flamer after he rolled his shots, but he was firing all strength 8, and that would just insta-kill the exalted flamer, which would kill the chariot, so it just didn't make sense. Once he starts firing, like, if it was like a strength 7 or something, then maybe I would. So other than that, not a lot has died yet, just some Null Maidens and a couple demons. Other than that, let's go into Imperial Cult Militia, turn 2. Two units in Deep Strike Reserve, 3+ for the Bloodletters to come in. Yes, and the Pink Horrors. Yes. Bloodletters will go right here, staying away from the 12-inch zone for the Pariah, and moving 4 inches, so they should be fine. And there they are, just fitting. Pink Horrors trying to go in the back here, going back 3 inches. They're fine as well. Mutant Spawn, gonna jump out right here. I think they have rage, so multi-assault would suck because they'd lose their rage, but and they have a random number of attacks, so I just don't know. As rage basically ensures that they have at least 3 attacks each on the charge, and I get to reroll 1s too, so you're looking at usually 4 or 5 at least. But without rage, they're going to average 3 or 4 attacks each. So if I multi-assault, I want to try to take up 2 vehicles to see if I can. But I'm actually going to position them differently before I move on, because I've got some helpers coming in. Because I got Blood Crushers. Got some dangerous terrain for them to take with the Herald, but that's okay, because they got 3 wounds each. Herald takes a wound on a 1. Nope, and the other 3, 2 wounds. And now they have a 6-up invuln because they're close to the blanks. So we take 1 wound on one of them. I'll just put it on the closest. We could randomize this, but I just don't care. It'll make the most disadvantage to me to happen on the closest one. Screamers will jet bike their way down here. They've got strength 5, AP2 in close combat, so they can take out the Exorcist. It's armor 10 on the back, right?
Right.
Okay. Flamers will move their jump infantry, going behind the blood crushers. Maybe next turn I'll be able to flame something. Leman Russ going through dangerous terrain. It's fine. He's just going to rumble out and turn to face these guys. Big squad of the Levy squad, or the cultists as they look like, will continue to advance down the middle of the board. The squad is avoiding the trees, just don't feel like getting really slowed down by difficult terrain. And Leman Russ will turn, move, and turn back just so you don't get cover from the battle cannon. Psychic phase. I now have 5 warp charges on the table, thanks to level 2 psyker, level 1 psyker, and a level 1 brotherhood, but the pink Horus, because they have 11 guys, generate 2 warp charges. So 4, 5 plus 6. You've got 6, I got 11. Pink Horrors are going to attempt to summon 3 more flamers. And they fail. They needed 3. Alright, that was interesting. And I'll just throw the other 3 away, because I'm not going to try to summon on 3 dice, because I'll likely perils with doubles, and not likely roll 3 4 pluses. Well, shooting, I'm going to start with the, I think it's the pink fire. That's a D3 strength 9 AP 2 shots, snap firing. So 3 of them. Oh, I'm firing at this immolator, by the way. Hitting on 3s, or sorry, hitting on 6s, nothing. And now the Leman Russ will fire its battle cannon at it. Put it right on the center, and direct hit. Strength 8 versus armor 11, so we need 3s to glance, and I get to roll 2 because it's ordnance. We got a pen. You get your 6 up invuln though. Nope. Only AP 3, so no pluses to this. 5, weapon destroyed. Do you have more than 1 weapon? Or do you only have the twin-linked Melta? Now you gave this one a hunter killer though.
Yes.
So here, take a die on a 4 pluses, the hunter killer. There you go. So it gets to keep its main weapon, but loses a hull point. And this Leman Russ is going to fire into this group of tanks. I'm going to target this immolator in the hopes of getting the other rhino as well. Scatter! That's not a direct hit, but it's 1 inch, which will hit both of them. Just end up right there. Side armor 11 on both of these, so we'll start with the immolator. This won't pry it open because it's AP 3, but it can still immobilize it or something. So we're looking at ordnance, needing 3s. Oh, we got a 3. 5 up cover. Not stopped. Yeah, so the flamer's not firing this turn, and the guys inside will possibly be snap firing too. It's the rhino. We have another. No, that's just a glance. Sorry, this was a glancing hit on this one too. So not snap firing, just lost a hull point. So another glancing hit, but 4 up cover with the building. Not saved. They both take a hull point, but other than that, they're not adversely affected. We have a last cannon that can snap fire though. At the immolator, of course, and on 6s, nothing. Going to run the pink horrors. Oh, 1 inch. All right, these guys are, yeah, they're just gonna stay there. The bloodletters are gonna run also 1 inch. Flamers? Nope, 1 inch. Seeing a theme here. Big blob running 1 inch. Wow, okay. Rogue Alpha's big blob. 4 inches! Yay! A little slightly above average roll. Feels really good right now after rolling that many 1s. And then the mortars are going to attempt to kill the last retributor. So first one out of 5 barrage weapons. And we go over by 1 inch. So that's going to be a hit. And then number 2, that's a miss. Number 3, that's another hit, so that's 2. Number 4, another hit, so that's 3. And number 5 misses. So we've got 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. 3 wounds. Is it first blood? 3 up armor. First blood! So the Null Maiden goes down. Into the assault phase, the Screamers are going to charge the Exorcist 10 inches because they have Lamprey's Bite, which allows them to exchange all of their 4 attacks in the charge to 1 Strength 5 AP2 Armor Bane attack, so they should be able to either take it down or damage it. Blood Crushers are going to declare a multi-assault. Primary target, this immolator. Secondary target, this immolator. Charge distance, we've got fleet. So we got 7 inches. I don't think I'll be able to reach the second one with that. Yeah, only the first one could reach the second one, and he has to move straight to this one. So then the Herald. So I still lose my Furious Charge. I still lose my bonus attack. But honestly, I think I will still kill this one immolator. Blah. Do have some dangerous terrain. Start with the Herald on a 1. It's fine. The 2 uninjured guys on 1s, they're fine. And the injured guy on a 1 is also fine. And then we've got the mutant spawn are going to charge this Rhino. They're not going to multi-assault. They're just going to overkill. And they've got fleet, but they don't need it. 4 inches is perfectly fine. But you do have Overwatch. Sorry. So 2 Meltas then?
Yeah, pretty much.
The 6s?
No.
Nothing. Start this fight here. I'm going to do Lamprey's Bite. So 4 hitting on 3s. And they're strength 5 armor bane. So I guess I had to do these one at a time. Going against armor 10. So 5s to glance. Pen. 6 up invuln. Oh, it's dead for sure. It blows up on any 6s. Oh, it blows up, which is going to hit. The explosion won't be able to hit the other one, so it just hits all 4 of these guys. Wounds them on 4s. And there is no blank nearby because these are both empty. So I've got a 5 up invuln. Rerolling 1s. I'm a demon of each, so 2 wounds, so 1 dies. So Exorcist for 1 Screamer. I think that's fair. 5 mutant spawn. They each have D6 attacks. I'm gonna see how many attacks they get. I get to reroll 1s thanks to my mutation. Holy moly. Okay, yeah. And they've got rage. So I get add 10 more attacks to all this between the 5 of them. 32 attacks, hitting on 3s. I think I'm gonna get it. Ooh, that's a lot of 1s and 2s though. And 5s to glance. Oh! 2 glancing hits! What? That is... At least you didn't save him, but... What? Okay. Alright. But I remember I have Hammer of Wrath, so 2 of them on the rear armor, glancing on 5s. No? On the side armor, 6s? No! Okay. Yeah, it survived. 36 attacks. That's amazing. Give that Rhino a promotion. Well, I gotta feel better about myself here, right? Right? Furious Charge, Strength 6. You think, and 1 guy with AP 2, you'd think I'd be able to pop this thing. So we got Hammer of Wrath first with 2 of them. Just glancing on 6s because it hits the side armor, nothing. Sorry, but I don't get Furious Charge because I had declared a multi-assault. So Herald will go first at initiative 6 with 4 attacks. Hitting on 3s. 5s to glance, so there's a glancing hit. Except invuln. Nope. Down to 2. And then the other guys will pile in. They've already taken dangerous this phase, so we don't have to do it again. 9 attacks between them. 32 attacks couldn't kill 1. How could 9, right? 3s to hit. 5s to glance. Well, 2 glances is a pen. That's more than 32 attacks did. Why don't you go against the pen for 6 up? Oh, fine. And 6 ups, make 1 of these and you're survived. No, it is wrecked. Okay, so disembark with the sister squad and a pinning test. They're fine. End of turn 2 for Imperial Cult and Demons. They, the spawn for some reason couldn't take down a Rhino. The Blood Crushers thankfully did, even though they almost didn't, but they did in the end. And the Screamers took out the Exorcist over here, and the Lehman Russ took a wound off and destroying the Hunter-Killer missile off of the Immolator on this side. Other than that, we tried to spawn more units and totally failed, and everybody else just moved up and got into a better position, slowly taking over the entire table. Let's go into Sisters of Silence, turn 2.
Going to move the Rhino 12 inches forward.
Tank shocking through the spawn, but they're fearless, so they auto pass the morale test.
Okay, the Immolator is going to move 6 inches, jumping over the other Immolator.
So hold on, we gotta roll to see if he gets immobilized first. Nope. Did it head over? Does it have dozer blades?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, okay. So just 6 inches, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's still fire. Oh no!
Everything's falling
Turret's gone. That's right here. Wobbly model syndrome, you can hang yourself over the table. We just know it's right here. You just don't want it to fall again.
The sisters are going to disembark from the Rhino.
This is ones with meltas.
One's with Meltas.
Now it is a multi-melta, right?
One's a multi-melta, one's a melta-melta.
It's a melta-melta?
Regular melta.
Melta gun. So the multi-melta will be snap firing then.
Then the Rhino is going to move 6 inches up. And the sisters will will embark inside the rhino. So the immolator is going to move up, just so it's within 12 inches.
Melt at range.
The exorcist will back up slightly.
Away from the screamers?
Away from the screamers. So the immolator is moving up. It's actually going to move cruising speed. The immolator will shoot the chariot.
I will declare a jink.
A twin-linked multi-melta hitting on 3s.
Oh, it's twin-linked. Oh! Well, you got me to jink at least, so I can't fire my torrent flavor.
The exorcist will fire at the seekers.
Screamers.
D6
shots. 4. And I will jink, because they really don't have any shooting attacks, so why not? So you're hitting on 3s. Oh, okay. 2s to wound, insta-killing. Oh, 1. 4 up, cover, rerolling 1s. Nope, he insta-killed 1. Slowly but surely they all die. Each for...
Null Maiden squad shooting at here. First firing the multi-melta. Hitting on 6.
Nope.
Melta gun hitting on 3.
Oh, no.
16 bolter shots.
3 oh! Oh, these dice don't want to see any death. And then you're looking at 4s to wound, because my average toughness is 4. 1. Well, put it on the Herald. 5 up cover. Oh, he takes the wound. He doesn't get to reroll it. He's not Zeech. Down to 2 wounds. You got a couple flamers inside of there. Heavy flamer and regular flamer.
Yep.
Heavy flamer first, winning on 3s. So for this, I only get 6 up invulns. And so you'll kill my Herald if I don't look out, sir. So I'm going to look out, sir. 2s. Okay, so all of them get look out, sir. To the nearest guy who has 6 up. Oh, and he takes 3 and dies. Well, I can put it on either. They're both closest. Actually, this guy's closer because he's overlapping. So he just dies. It doesn't matter. Just kill the guy. So the other flamer only hits 2. 4s to wound. Nothing. Immolator next. Hitting 2 and 1 spawn. So against the Blood Crushers first. Winning on 3s, twin linked. 2 wounds. This is the Herald. So I'm going to take 1, 6 up. And then I'm going to look at Sarah, 2 plus. Oh, there's the 6. And 6 up on the next guy. Alright, 1 wound each. Both of them alive because the next guy was down to 2 wounds. So 1 and 1. And the spawn gets wounded on a 4, twin linked, and he has no saves. So the nearest one is down to 2 wounds.
Occupants inside shooting bolters at the spawn. 6 is the hit.
Nope, unfortunately. There's a storm bolter on the rhino, right?
Yep.
The snap firing as well. No.
Gonna move flat out with the last immolator.
End of turn 2. Came out and killed a couple blood crushers and got the Herald in 1 blood crusher, or 1 blood crusher was killed, and got 2 of them down to 1 wound and hurt one of the mutant spawn as well. Tried to kill the chariot on this side, but it jinked, and that didn't matter because you missed it anyways. And so it was able, but it still jinked, so it won't be able to use its flamer, which is really important because I could try to pop this vehicle with a Lehman Russ and then flame the occupants inside, which would be nice because they would all be dead. And then 1 screamer went down from the exorcist over here, but still only minor casualties on both sides. You've lost a vehicle, and actually a couple vehicles and a squad, and I've lost 3 screamers, a flamer, and a blood crusher. So pretty low kill point or kill count for this game. I think that's going to change soon. As soon as we start prying open these vehicles. Now there's some sisters out in the open too, exposed to mortars and other firepower. So let's have to see what happens. An Imperial Cult, turn 3. Screamers are going to go towards the exorcist. It's going to be a 10-inch charge, but what else are they going to do? I think this thing will be taken care of. Because the Bloodletters will go for it. With Furious Charge, making them Strength 5. They'll have plenty of attacks to strip off those last 2 hull points. There's nobody inside, though. 'Tis empty. Lehman Russ will back up. And the Jinking Burning Chariot is going to move back here. Hello, back armor. Dangerous terrain for the Leman Russ. He's fine. It's going to roll back here. And then he'll turn his turret. Oh, this one, oh, it barely turns. But he can turn it, and he can see this. He'll get a 4-up cover, but he can see it. And the Levy Squad will continue their march up the middle. So what else are they good for? Nothing, I say. And the other squad will move up as well, avoiding the hurdle. I just don't want to roll low on my difficult terrain after all those ones for my runs. Just don't trust my guys to move quickly anymore. This blood crusher is going to go through the trees right up to here. And then the Herald will move up beside him. Everybody's doing dangerous terrain. The Herald on a 1. He's fine. The other injured one. Oh, takes a wound. 6-up invuln. He's dead. He smacked into a tree trunk and went back into the warp. And the uninjured one takes a wound. 6-up save. Hey, takes a wound as well. He's down to 2. Mutant Spawn are going to go after this immolator. And they're going to take it out because it's down to 2 hull points. Ah, you get the idea. They're close. These flamers are going to use their jump packs to end up right here, within 12 inches of where they started. Pink Horrors are going to start moving this way so they can maybe summon some more demons. We'll see. Psychic phase, I've got 5 plus 5. I've got 10. And I'm going to summon 3 flamers. Hey, I made it with 4. You can try to stop it. I need 4 6s. No. And Deep Strike. Right there. Leman Russ will fire its battle tank over at this Rhino. And direct hit. Freeze to glance. Get to take the better of 2 dice. That's a penetrating hit, but you have a 4-up cover from the building. To see if I smack into that instead. So 4-up. No, not saved. So the vehicle is wrecked. And the result of the table would have been just stunned. So the guys inside will have to take a leadership test after they come out. Coming out right beside Flamers, they have a pinning test to make. Leadership 9. And they make it, just barely. So now we flame. Flame. 7 hits in total, wounding on 3s. Ooh, 6 wounds. 3-up cover, or 3-up armor. Oh, 3 go down. And it's Warp Flame, so toughness test. 3, so 3 or less. Failed, so you take D3 extra wounds, no armor or cover. So that's 3 more, but you have 6-up invuln against those. So 3 more die. Ouch. I've been forgetting to use the objective to get twin link, so the mortar squad is going to twin link their mortars and fire at that sister squad. I can't see you because I'm leaving Russ in the way, so there'll be a full scatter. But I got twin linked, so I'm going to be brave and put it here. Nah, I'm going to be a little scaredy cat. Put it like right here instead. First, hey, direct hit. Oh, it's good. So direct hit hits 7 of them. 4 more of these. Now, I don't believe that twin linked lets the subsequent barrages re-roll. Just from experience of looking at everything, because it says if you have twin linked and blast, you have to re-roll both the scatter die and the 2d6. I know that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't get to re-roll the other ones. It's just how we play it. So I'm sure you don't mind that right now, right? You're not the one with the vendettas or the whatever. Okay, so the other 4. 1. That's nothing. 2. It's 1 more, so we're up to 8. 3. That's nothing. Oh, jeez. And 4. Okay, so just 8 hits. 8 hits, wounding on 3s. 4 wounds, wounding, and 3-up armor. 1 dies. And it has to be that one. And these are pinning. Pinning test, leadership 9. Oh, you're good. Leman Russ is going to fire this immolator and hope not to scatter onto the chariot. I'll put it like more close to the front. Scatter. Direct hit. Strength 8 against armor 11, so 3s to glance, taking 2 dice. I got a penetrating hit. 6 to save. No. Result is a 2, so it's just shaken. Down to 2 hull points. Do this part. Just take a leadership test for the guys inside. Leadership 10. You got your what's it called? The leader, not a canoness.
Void, no.
No, that's the Void. But it's the Void Dragon. It's Oblivion Knight. The Oblivion Knight and the Vigilators. Leadership 10. Hit Jink, so snap firing. D3 strength 9 AP 2 shots. We got 1 hitting on a 6. It's a miss. And a shooting phase morale test for this squad of sisters, leadership 9. Oh, they're running. So how far do they run? 8 inches. They are running away. Closer to the mutant spawn. Might be the wrong way to run. Just saying. Into the assault phase, the Blood Crusher and Herald are going to declare a charge against this squad. You can Overwatch?
Yes.
Okay. 2 Meltas hitting on 6s. No. 14 bolter shots. 1 hit. Can you wound him on a 4? Yep, 6 up save. Takes a wound. Oh, they're both down to 1 wound, so that's good. Their charge distance is 10 inches. Only 1 will get into base. No dangerous terrain that time. Flamers will declare a charge against your fleeing units, so you can Overwatch. Meltas. Nothing. There's nothing. That's a 4 over there. And my charge distance is 7. I think that gets me in. Oh yeah, no problem. Gets me in. And then we got the mutant spawn charging this thing, and they're all an inch away. So the idea here is to wreck it, and you have nowhere to disembark to, which will kill the squad inside. Bloodletters will charge the immolator. 3 inches. Well, thankfully I moved nice and close, because 3 inches does get me in. And thankfully I have a 3-inch pylon as well. Otherwise most of these guys would not be in this fight. Screamers need a 10-inch charge. You ready for this? Oh! And then the chariot will charge the immolator. Should be able to make this no problem. 9 inches. He's in. It's in. We do need to do this leadership to see if you regroup. Leadership 9, otherwise you're just dead. Okay, you're fine. Let's start with this fight. I've got my attacks first at initiative 4. I've got 8 attacks. Hitting on 4s. Oh wait, I caused fear. So why don't you do a fear test first, because you're not immune to that. Leadership 9. Oh, you're afraid. I would be afraid too. You are running, after all. So I hit on 3s. I got 1 extra hit because of it. Wounding on 3s. 3 wounds. Armor. 1 dies. So it's going to be one of those Meltas, because that's all you're in base contact with. Pile in and hit back. So you're hitting back on 5s, because you're up in skill 1 right now, because you're afraid. So go ahead. And you get 0 hits. Now we've been doing it wrong. You're actually leadership 8. I thought you had upgraded to a veteran. So you lost by 1, so you're leadership 7. And you run. That actually made a difference. Let's do an initiative roll off. You're 3, I'm 4. So go ahead and do first. 5, I automatically catch you with 1. So that kills that squad. Ouch! I'll consolidate 6 inches.
Doesn't want to let go.
Let's consolidate this way. Mutant Hounds against the Immolator. And I guess we need to roll this. Although last time it was really bad and I only did 2. That's all it has left. But I think we need to roll it because of how bad last time was.
Hammer Wrath, though.
Yeah, I do have that too. But let's do the roll. How many attacks they have? You get to reroll 1s. So it's a lot less attacks this time too, which means I'm going to do better. That's what happens. So we've got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, and then 10 from Rage. So 26 attacks. But 2 of them, actually all of them could Hammer Wrath on 6s, because it's all armor 11. And of course, that's all it takes. So you got 6 up invuln now. Otherwise everybody inside is dead. Oh, right, you didn't make me roll the rest of them. Thank you. You are a gentleman. Not making me roll the other 26 attacks. So there's no escape. There's nowhere for them to disembark to.
Yeah, they're dead.
So that just kills the whole squad. What was inside there? Flamers or Meltas?
Flamers.
So Flamers. Okay, so everybody's dead. Into this fight, my Herald is actually going to issue a challenge to your Sergeant, which there really is no reason to do it, except just because I want to. Do you accept?
No.
No? Okay, so you don't get to fight, which I think you're all right with. Fear test, leadership 8. You're good. We do have 1 Hammer of Wrath, wounding on 2s. There's a wound. 3 up save against that one, though. Oh, no, one of them got crushed by the Blood Crusher. Now the Herald goes. 5 attacks, hitting on 3s. Strength 6, AP 2. Thanks to Furious Charge, winning on 2s. And you have your 6 up invuln saves. But it won't kill your Sergeant. 3 die. So 1, 2, 3. And then this Blood Crusher will pile in and attack. 4 attacks from the other one, hitting on 3s. Oh, only 2 hits, wounding on 2s, AP 3. Oh, 1 wound, 6 up invuln, or your melt is dead. Oh, it survives! And the other 3 will get to pile in and hit back. The sergeant doesn't get to fight though. 4 attacks and on 4s. And on 5s. Actually, 6s. My average toughness, because I'm not in a challenge, is 5. So you're winning on 6s, so no wounds. So you last by 4, so leadership 4. Oh! And let's do our initiative roll off. I think my initiative is 6, so 9. You can't get away from that. So this squad is now all dead. We'll consolidate 1 inch. I'll just move back. Still have this rhino and occupants to take care of, right? While I'm over here, it will not die. 5+. I get that wound back on the mutant spawn. Oh, that's so sad. Chariot gets D6 strength 6 hammer of wrath. 4 auto strength 6 hits against the rear armor. 4s to glance. Oh, 2 pens. 6 up invuln. Not saved. So that is wrecked just from getting smacked, and they have to disembark. They have disembarked. Leadership 10. Pinning test. Oh, I saw the 6 first. The dice are toying with you. And this is the last assault. Bloodletters will pile in, and hopefully they should be able to easily, at strength 5, destroy this immolator. But hey, I thought that about the mutant spawn that one turn. 28 attacks, hitting on 3s. And 5s to glance. So we've got 4 pens and a glance. So you got 6 up invulns. I should go against the pens first. Although it doesn't really, I guess I could destroy a weapon with the pens, so go ahead. And the vehicle is destroyed. And I can't blow it up, so it's just wrecked. And the immolator is wrecked. And that is the end of my turn 3. Destroyed everything except the Exorcist, the Void, Vigilator. No, the Vigilator squad.
And the Oblivion Knight.
Oblivion Knight, thank you. And then a rhino full of Null Maidens, just regular battle sisters. And still have lots and lots of guys left. And at this point, good game. So yeah. I don't think it's the candidates, or basically the Vigilators and their Oblivion Knight, thank you, will retreat from the battle to lick their wounds and gather more forces as the cult overruns more and the rogue Alpha gets away this time. But we will be playing another game, and we're also going to do a post-game show because I want to talk about this. This is my first time playing Imperial Cult and Chaos Demons in 30k, and we'll just talk about how the Sisters of Silence worked. And that'll be in the link in the video description below.